Welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but today we're going to be going over how to make a ban command. So I think what I'm going to start with is we're going to go ahead and take our kick command, and we're going to start with this as the basics for the rest of the ban command. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take all of this. Oh, it looks like we never integrated infraction into the kick command. Oh right, because we did member.create infraction. Anyway, all that being said, make sure you watch the previous videos if you're just joining us now, as this is a series and there are a lot of things that we've worked on throughout the series that you're going to need to know and have set up in order to use this episode effectively and understand the concepts. With that being said, let's take this, copy it. We're going to make a new file, ban.js, and we're just going to paste it in. For copying, by the way, if you didn't already know, you do Control-C and it will copy whatever you have highlighted, and then to paste it's Control-V. Or if you're on Mac, I'm pretty sure it's Command or Option or whatever else you guys have. I can't remember. I don't really use Mac, so sorry about that. And so I think, well, I'm not sure. One thing we could do is we could comment out all of this code, but I think what we're going to do instead is we're just going to work from the top and work our way down. So we're going to change the name to ban. You can ban a member. The minimum permissions is going to be ban members. The member you wish to ban, we're going to set this to required. The reason for banning the member. So we're going to defer the reply. I think I'm going to go over this again because there are quite a few differences. We're going to end up making it look a lot different than what is here. But this is the starting right here. If you already have the kick command set up, then feel free to just try on your own and see if you can do it on your own that way. Also, we will not be integrating a timeout message yet. Or sorry, a DM message yet that'll DM the user and tell them that they've been banned or kicked or any of the other infractions. That's not a priority right now, but I will be going over how to do that in a tutorial soon if you guys would like to see that, so let me know. Obviously, we're going to start by deferring the reply. Make sure you await this because this is asynchronous, as I explained in previous episodes. And we're going to make this ephemeral, which basically just means that it's one of those hidden messages. And you know what? Let's go ahead and deconstruct this again. Options, guild, user equals interaction. Now, this is essentially the same as saying interaction.options.get member in this case, or get user, or whatever else. Instead, you could just deconstruct it, so it's less writing. It's convenient if you understand it. Const target equals await options dot get member. And remember, member is the same from up here, where we specify the name of the option to member. And even though it's a user option here, we can get them as a member, which means they're part of a guild. And we're gonna let the reason equals await options dot get string. And we're gonna go ahead and get reason. And if there's no reason, these two question marks means if it's null, so no reason, we're gonna set it to no reason provided. If user.id equals target.id, return interaction.edit reply. You can't. Right, that's why we need normal quotations. You can't ban yourself. If target bannable. Let me just double check the spelling of that. Yes, so it is in fact two N's, so B-A-N-N-A-B-L-E. And essentially what we're saying is if they're not bannable, remember the exclamation point means they're not bannable, by the bot, by yourself, you return interaction edit reply. I can't ban that member. Const sender roles, and again what we're going to be doing here is the exact same as when we did the kick video, the kick command video, where I went over how to get the permission, like a permission system where you could check permissions and see what had higher permissions. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take that higher permission system. We're gonna use it again. I'm just gonna retype it for anyone that's new. We're gonna do let higher perms equals new permissions bit field. New permissions bit field. This is a function. Now we're gonna go ahead and say for let role of sender roles. We're gonna say if role dot raw position is greater than target dot roles dot highest dot raw position. Higher perms dot add role dot permissions. And what we could actually do is we could make a new one called const target highest equals highest position. And that way we'll just get this. I don't know if we need to await this or not. I'm just gonna go ahead and await it because some things are weird like that. I don't think so, but I'm going to anyway, just to be safe. And now we get to do the permission checks. So if you remember from the previous episode, which again, it was a while ago, what we're doing is essentially checking that the user ID is not equal to the guild owner ID, which this should be redundant. So if higher perms doesn't have band members, so basically if the sender, which is where these come from, remember, these are from roles of sender roles. So if the sender doesn't have a role with the band member's permission or the administrator permission, that's by default. So either or band members or administrator. If they don't have either of those above the top role of their target, then it'll say that they're missing permissions. I'll put this on a new line for keeping everything organized. Missing permissions, you need to have higher permissions than your target. Perfect. Now what we can do is else if. Also make sure you put this semicolon here. Now what we're going to be saying is if target perms has administrator administrator and higher perms doesn't have administrator. So basically we're saying if target permissions has administrator, so their target and the higher permissions doesn't have administrator, then we're also going to return interaction.editReply. Missing permissions. You need to have higher permissions than your target. It's the exact same thing as the above one. All right, pretty straightforward. And the reason why we're checking if their owner ID is because we don't want to necessarily check where their highest role is relative to everything else if they're the owner. So that way we just completely ignore that no matter what. And now we're gonna make a new embed. We're gonna make a new embed builder. We're gonna go ahead and await target.ban, and we're gonna specify the reason. If you remember, we've been trying to do some special object relationships and stuff in Sequelize recently. So we're gonna do a member.find or create where ID is target.id, guild ID is guild.id. Now we're gonna do await member dot create infraction. Let me just make sure I spell this right, but enforcer ID, user.id. So the person that is banning the other person, they're the enforcer. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a .then, which allows us to access all this information with an arrow function. And we're gonna say embed, which is, remember, we're getting the embed builder. And then off of this embed, we can do .set color. Let's set this to red. .set author. We're gonna set the name to target.user.tag, and icon URL, it'll be target.display avatar URL. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and set the title, and we're gonna say new infraction. Set description, issued by, and sorry, let's convert this to backticks. And then we're gonna say user.tag. Add fields. Name. ID. Make sure you put a comma. Oops. Value. Result. Well, actually, let's go ahead and copy this. So we can copy this over and over again. We're gonna need 4 fields, so that's already 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can get rid of that last one if you want. This one's gonna be type, this one's gonna be guild, and this one's gonna be reason. Result dot data values dot ID. We're just gonna go ahead and copy this. And this is gonna be dot type, and this is actually just gonna be guild dot name. And this is going to be .reason. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Oh, and here on the then statement, right here at the end, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a .catch. And we're going to go ahead and take the error, and we're going to console.log it. Because we want to know if there's any errors that come. And we're going to go ahead and await interaction.edit reply. We don't really have to await it because it's at the end, but why not? So embeds, and we're gonna go ahead and put embed in there in an array because embeds is plural, so we need to have a list of embeds technically. Anyway, let's go ahead and see if that works. So I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I guess I can just drag it from the bottom because I already have mine open. Anyway, I just started up NodeMon, so it should run automatically. I'm gonna have to go ahead and add an alt account to it real quick. This is just a random account. Okay, so I've been talking with myself paused. Sorry about that. I had to deploy the command because I didn't do that yet. So I made a new terminal because the bot's running in this one. I deployed it in this one. The only 2 changes you have to make in order to make it deploy from one guild to all is you see this, how it's application guild commands. Just remove guild from there, so application commands, and just remove the guild ID from in here, and you'll be completely fine. Now the problem was, for doing a ban, it's a little bit different. So if I go ahead and I find, where did I do it? Target.ban. So you have to, it's actually options. So you gotta do reason as reason, or you could just remove that and you could just put in reason. But since it's an object instead of strictly the option, you got to put a little bit more info in. And now when I went ahead and I did the command, I set my alt account. You can see it worked. They're gone. Issued by Golden Dev. I'll tell you how to fix that later. But anyway, the ID is 10. It's a ban. This is the guild. The reason is testing, as I set. We go in here, we look in bans. Oh, look, my alt's banned. Okay, we'll revoke that ban though. But that's how that works. Super straightforward and easy. Anyway, that's all I really have for this video. It's just getting back to how everything used to be and a refresher on programming and Discord.js and stuff is really what this video is meant to be. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully won't be that long until I post again. School's finally over, so hopefully. And yeah, hope this helped. Some really interesting videos coming up soon, so stay tuned. Join the Discord server, link in the description, like and subscribe, and yeah, bye for now. Website with code for all the videos is now in the description, so it's great. You can go on there, you can look at the code snippet / video section, and what that has is it has all the videos and it has code snippets underneath, so it helps you compare your code. It doesn't have the code word for word as you go further into the series, but it definitely does have a good starting point, and you can compare the core concepts to make sure you have exactly the right wording, as sometimes case sensitive stuff is a real big pain in the butt. For starting out, I have this as an option, so make sure to check that out, like and subscribe for more, and see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.